So here I am after a week of boat projects, and I'm finally going to get a chance to use these molds. I was thinking about it last night, and my hope was to make a yellow swallowtail, because when I was remembering the molds, I was thinking that these lines were actually dug in instead of raised. And I was hoping to put black frit, vibrate, get all the frit into the little channels. That's clearly not going to work because they're raised. So I'm not sure what kind of butterfly I'm going to make, probably just a random pretty one. First step though is to cover these with zip spray. I'm going to take them outside and do all of them so that if the weather turns and we get some of the rain that's forecast for later in the week, I won't have to stop. I'll be able to continue and make a few more things because they'll already be prepared. The body I'm going to do in black frit. And I think I will try to do the yellow swallowtail by putting yellow frit in the low spots. And then I might try to lay in stringers to see if I can get that to work, because I really think that would be so pretty. The attempt was to sprinkle the yellow powder in, vibrate the mold to get it to slide down into the crevices. Didn't work at all, so I used a paintbrush. Now I think I'm going to go over it with black powder because I think the stringers will be too intense in this part of the wing. We shall see. And now I'll top it all off with frit. It may end up looking more like a black swallowtail than a yellow swallowtail because the black is pretty heavy, particularly on this side. So I need to add a little bit more over here. And then I'm going to cover the whole thing with medium and coarse frit. Give it a fire and see what happens. I think where I wiped the yellow away, the black will be more exposed. At least that's my plan. Oh, I have to get my spoon. This is ready for the kiln. I'm not going to be 100% thrilled with it, I know already, because the black frit is medium and the yellow is coarse, and so the black is going to want to settle into spaces that I don't want it. That's okay. I just want to try to make a swallowtail. You'll also notice that I do not really pay attention to fill weights. I don't even look at this point. I know that it needs to be in away from the edge and piled up in the middle. And if I carefully measure it out, I get pretty much the same results as if I just follow that rule of away from the edge and piled up in the middle. So there's no point. And when I stick completely with the fill weights, there's usually not enough in there. So we will take a look at this tomorrow. These little tiny ones, I'm going to put a few pieces of black frit down the center and then just get a pretty like sky blue and just make them look like little blue sulfurs and not worry about the detail. These I'm going to add a little bit more detail than the little blue sulfurs, not quite as much as the yellow swallowtail. I definitely want to put frit ball body to make it a little more substantial. And then I'm going to put nichrome wire for the antenna. Well, I can't find my high fire wire, so I'm going to use copper instead. So I'm going to bend it back, bend it into a V, bend the point of the V down so I can lay it on the mold and have it embed in the glass. And I'll go back and trim them after it's fired. There is a kiln full of butterflies ready to be fired. Oh dear, what's an FEL code? Certainly not good. Well, turned it off and on. It seemed to clear, but when I ran it again, the same thing happened. So it looks like I'm gonna need either controller repair or a new controller. But for now, I'm going to take a look at the results. Oh, cute. Those worked. I'll clean those up. So with 2 firings, even though both of them failed, I was able to get some butterflies. Oh, these are beautiful too. Although I don't like the antennas. I don't think they came out. Yep. Pretty. So I'll have to clean those up. And this one, the antennas also failed. It didn't fire very well. You can see there's a lot of texture. But I do like, ouch, very spiky. Interesting. So I'm going to be out of commission with the big kiln for a while. They're all cleaned up. They actually turned out very nice. The antenna, which didn't fuse properly, if you just bend it down from this side, not noticeable. I need to figure out a better way to get it down into the veins, but I like the technique. Another one with the antenna. You just have to bend them forward a little bit. And these turned out great. So until my controller's fixed, I will be slowed down because I can only fire one at a time. Hopefully tomorrow I'll show you the hearts.